Is this the end of her ordeal?
I'm appalled at the absurd amount of taxpayer money spent on two trials. We've been covering the Kieran Reed case since it happened, since it began.
We have been elbow deep in this thing.
A reader sent in this question. I'm appalled at the absurd amount of taxpayer money spent on two trials when there was questionable evidence of a collision by Kieran Reed. By the second trial, it was known that there were significant problems with the investigation, and she was upcharged, I believe. What can be done to avoid this ever happening again? There's many people who would agree that, many lawyers, and perhaps journalists too, would agree that she was upcharged when they brought the second-degree murder allegation against her, that she was upcharged when she was charged with murder, given that they did also charge with manslaughter while OUI, which seemed many lawyers and journalists said that was a much more appropriate charge because it fit the facts in terms of driving drunk and then hitting someone. Morrissey's office was also driven to charge with the second degree, charge with the murder, I believe, because they believed that she left him to die out there, freeze to death. So they felt that that was evidence of the kind of disdain for human life that warrants a murder charge.
Is this the end of her ordeal? Can she sue the PD or that group for framing her and ruining her career, her life, and costing her her home and entire savings? It's, of course, the end of her criminal case. She no longer faces the prospect of any prison time as a result of her acquittal. She does, of course, still face the wrongful death lawsuit filed by O'Keefe's family in Plymouth Superior. I think it's probably unlikely that she would file any kind of civil suit against the authorities for a number of different reasons. One reason that any plaintiff in that situation would have to consider is that you are subject to cross-examination under oath in a situation like that, first in depositions and then potentially later if the matter comes to trial. And in cross-examination, in front of skilled attorneys, you just never know what might happen.
Correct, and she has to answer.
She has to answer. If she
particularly if she wants to convince a jury that she was victimized by
Correct.
this. So that's very challenging in and of itself.